Very last thing for me, Dan talked about yesterday about the next step for this team, getting in the dance, right, and making something happen there. How can this season be a springboard for that? How do you make this count to help you?
Build off what we did yesterday, finish the way we needed to, winning season here. Like I said, just build off of that and come back next season ready to go.
Campbell was most proud of like the run game was able to do. You said that's a whole team stat, offensive stat. So how much does the run game and players like you and Jamal help this team go?
Starts with O-line, the first five up front, and JG getting us in the right situation. But they did a great job all year. Kind of made our jobs easy.
Yeah. Did you set any individual goals for yourself? Did you reach up?
No, not really. Kind of was facing a little bit of adversity throughout early on in the season. But I was able to battle through, push through. I was happy with how I did.
Was this the most adverse season you've had in your career?
I would say so because it started off first game, Eagles game, so it was kind of a long year, playing through high ankles, separated shoulder all year. It was kind of rough, but just blessed to go out there and compete with them guys. Special group here. Just proud of everybody, the way we finished and the way we fought through adversity the whole year. So I was blessed to be able to do that.
How does the head coach and ownership instill the love that you guys have for each other into a team? How do they do that on a daily basis?
Just how he is, how Dan is every single day. That's what you're going to get from him. He's caring, loving, players coach. Once you see everybody succeed, you want to play for that type of coach. You would lay it on the line, run through a wall for that type of coach.
Is it really tough to swallow the pill that this season is over when it doesn't feel like it should be?
Ain't really sit in yet, but walking through here today, handing an iPad, cleaning out your lockers, definitely hit a little different, man. I'm just proud of the way we fought and the way we finished.
Can you just talk about your perception of where this franchise is compared to where, your rookie season? It's obviously gone through a lot, and, maybe not a playoff team quite yet, but it seems like they're headed in a direction. So, I guess what's the biggest difference?
I feel like the coach is changing. Got the right guys in the building. Not to say we didn't, but it's the way we come in and work, the mentality that we have, just looking to improve, get better on everything, just laser focus from game one to last game. So just the way we work every single day, just looking to get better and just stuff like that.
You set a pretty hefty goal for yourself in the beginning of the season. I know you struggled through some injuries this year, but how does that make you more hungry for next season?
Can't wait. Can't wait.
With Jamal having 17 touchdowns, 1,000-yard season, I know you're shaking your head. That's an offensive line stat, too. How proud of you guys of him? Were you of him?
Oh, really proud. We knew before we all got in here what type of mindset he had going on. Coming into this season, it was different. You could see it in his eyes. You could see how he's working. So just to see him break that record, it was just amazing to see, and nobody more deserving than that guy.
When you learned that his grandpa passed away last week, it seemed like many knew that. How much more full circle was that moment for him, and you guys got to witness it?
Yeah, man, that one hit home just because I had mine a couple weeks ago. So that one hit home for sure. And to see him kind of keep that in, that's a strong human. That's a strong human, and that's props to him for coming out and still doing that thing, dedicating it to him, and I'm proud of him, and that's my brother for life.
What does the future of this team look like, and how bright is it, and what is your part in all of that?
Yes, that was my grandpa, but sorry, can you repeat that one more time?
Yeah, the future of this team, how bright is it, and what is your place in all of that?
It's as bright as the sun. I believe that with all my heart, and what it looks like, we're just going to show you.
You talked about the offensive line being intact, but just offensively as a whole. If Ben sticks around, Jerry coming back, just where can this offense go?
If everyone comes back, I think sky's the limit. I truly believe that Jerry playing his best game of his life. I'm out there looking at some of the throws he's doing, mind blown, and I just can't wait for next season, man. It's just this season was cut too short, and I feel like there's way more on the table that we can get. We're gonna come next year, without a doubt. Thank you.
Is obviously huge this year, but when you guys were 1-6, how big of a factor was Jamal Williams in keeping you guys afloat and bringing you guys back?
Man, just that energy alone. Everybody, I think, especially offensively, we all feed off that, and to see a man in this locker room that you kind of going through the ground with, still have that same mindset, even though we're 1-6, it just makes you, all right, I trust you, Jamal. I'm a rock with you. So just seeing that, I just wanted to be just like him and do everything for the team.
How would you describe kind of just from 1-6 to everybody, the city's behind you. How would you describe just what you were a part of this season?
I was truly a part of something special, and I thank Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes for bringing me here, because I truly can't see my life anywhere else than be here in the Detroit Lions. Every person that I've come across in this locker room, I've got none but love for them, and I don't know how it is in any other building, but man, I feel like everybody in this locker room is really close with each other and actually genuinely care. And that's the thing I really love most about this team. It really makes me want to go even harder and crazier. So that's why I can't wait for next year already.
As a first-time dad, how does offseason change for you?
It changes a lot. I'm not going to lie. It already started last night after the win.
How so?
Had to be up with them for a little bit. That didn't really go so well. But, man, I'm looking forward to it. It's another challenge in my life, but a blessing. And I can't wait for every second I have with him, especially in the mornings. Mama said he's the best in the morning, so I can't wait to see that.
He's got the chunky cheeks in the morning.
He's got the chunky everything right now. He's eating.
That game in Lambeau, we knew everyone was watching, and I feel like for us as players, it was a game for us to show the world, who we've been all year, what we've been doing, and I think we displayed that.
A lot of young guys on this team. How good does it feel to see the core come together the way it has been?
It's been awesome. Between my class, the class before me, the rookies this year, just the core that we have I think we're a special group. So I'm excited moving forward to see what we all can do together. Obviously, each year you have a whole new team, so I'm definitely going to miss some of the guys that won't be here next year. But the core, I think, is something that a lot of people are here. The fans, the players, the coaches are really excited for.
How much do you build on next year from what you accomplished this year? In other words, carry forward into the next year?
Yeah, I think we can, the last 10 weeks that we played, we can just carry that with us into next year. Being able to finish games, the few blowout games we had, those, it's hard to beat a team by a lot in this league. Every team is good. So to do that in this league is special. But just figuring out how to win and kind of keeping that same confidence, that same swagger that we had towards the end of the year and bring it with us next year.
And just one other thing. What was it like to walk out of that stadium? You're smiling already. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I feel like a lot of people already wrote us off before the game. And then, Seahawks lose before our game even starts. So I think Packer fans are like, they're not even going to try. It's easy. Not easy, but we'll win this game. We'll go to the playoffs. And, for us as players, we knew, it was more than just playoffs for us. We couldn't control, what the Seahawks that game, but we could control what we did in that game. And if we couldn't go to the playoffs, Packers weren't either.
You said nice to beat that team.
What this team can do. How can this team be in the NFL, not just in the NFC North?
I think we have a pretty special group, like I said earlier, a pretty special young group. The older guys, too, that we have really, I think helped out the young guys throughout the whole year. The coaches that we have are special. Just everything. It feels different than it did last year, definitely. And I think for us, just continuing to work, because that's the kind of guys that we are in this building, in this locker room. We're hard workers. We never shy away. And just having that swagger and confidence into next year, to the start of the year.
You mentioned it. This season, from 1-6 to the entire city's behind you, you're knocking on the door. How would you describe what you were a part of this season?
I would say, I was a part of a special group. To do what we did, to start the season, we lost our first game, then won our second, and after we won that second game, we were like, all right, here we go, let's start this thing. Then we lost, I think, 5 straight, whatever it was, and it wasn't a good feeling, every week coming into the building, having lost another close one or whatever it was. But I think, we beat the Packers. We beat the Packers here at home, and then when we beat Chicago at that away game, I think that's kind of when I felt things changing. Like just the way the game went. I was so used to being on the other side of games like that, and the fact that Jeff had that pick six. He missed the extra point, I think it was. We won the game. Right after that game, I felt like we had a chance to do something special this year. And sure enough, we went on a little roll. We lost a few games in between, but those last 10 weeks just felt special. It felt different, and hopefully the people from outside were able to see that. And that's really something that we want to do was, like we talked about earlier, is gain that respect. And I think from last night, from what we did, I think we got some of that.
And we were able to finish, at some point we're in tops in the league in some categories. So, yeah, it's like you fail on a couple tests early in the semester. It's hard to really coop back from it, later on.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
Penei said he can't wait for the start of next season. I mean, a young guy there.
Yeah.
You want to you can let the body rest a little bit, but do you get a sense that it just kind of finished too quickly? You had someone finish business, and that mean for the offseason going
Right.
next year?
I feel like, for sure, I know what he's meaning by that. I feel like, there is unfinished business, as the team goes, and I feel like if we made the playoffs, not a lot of teams would want to see us, and we're playing, you could argue, top 5 in the NFL football as a team. So, I feel like that's really what he means.
You want to be back next year? Obviously, that's a decision for
your
agent, but just if you had a personal choice in it, I mean, do you think it's a fit? Would you want to be back?
Yeah, I feel like there's obviously a fit, but there's multiple layers to that. I'm going into year 7, and you have to take care of your family, but I love Dan, I love AG, and I love what they're doing here.
Alex, you have a unique perspective on Dan a little bit more than anybody else.
Yeah.
What do you think is his key or secret to getting buy-in from so many players through the rough times?
Yeah, I feel like he's so genuine. I feel like players are perceived as naive or not really understanding what's going on behind the scenes, or we just see a surface level, but we can see right through it. And when you meet Dan, when you talk to Dan, when you've been with Dan for years and years, and see him talk in front of the room and see how genuine he is, that's really when you get the buy-in from the team.
Did you set any individual goals for yourself? Did you reach out?
Yeah, I had a little list. I had, I wanted to finish over 120, stuff like that here and there. So, yeah, I feel like, I reached some of them, yeah.
Is there one you're most proud of?
17 games.
Okay.
Yeah, 17 games.
A lot of snaps.
Yeah, and a lot of snaps. A lot of snaps. My play percentage was pretty high this year, so, it's definitely something I wanted to do.
You've won in this league. You know what it means to be a good team. Is it safe when you finish 8-2 to say, hey, this rebuild's over? It's time to come back with expectations.
For sure, yeah. I feel like, and that's on the players to develop the standard in the offseason and the training camp, and when the season, it's kind of unsaid now. I feel like it's time to win. It's time to win now, and there are no excuses going forward. So there is no rebuild. There's nothing like that. It's time to go.
Big for us and just the city of Detroit, just everything that this team has been through over the years. It's been rough, and I feel like we're showing a nice show of light. And I'm just excited for the future and just ready to see, what we can do even further, like push it even further.
Rewind a little bit. You're finishing college, not knowing where you're going to go in the draft. Physically where in the draft, where in the NFL. And now look at you at the end of the year and the year you had, the year your class had. Would you ever have believed that your first year would have gone like this?
Yes. I feel like I've dreamed of better, I've always got the highest hopes for myself, and I always know what my potential is and what I can do. So if I tell you that I did think about it. Maybe not this way. This was a different way, and it was very special within the team and within myself. It was just a whirlwind of just stories and emotions. But it's been one hell of a ride, and I'm just so glad I got to do it here in Detroit.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Thanks.
What do you think of the future of this team and your place in it?
I feel like that's a little hard to tell just because I'm a rookie. But the team, I know we're going to continue to do better. We're going to continue to strive to do better. I feel like we set a standard for ourselves, and we can't let ourselves, go below that.
Can you tell me about your former teammate, Aubrey Miller, coming out next year? Can you just give me a little bit of info on him?
Oh, yeah, that's a dog right there. When y'all say I'm a dog, that's a real dog. He a Q as well, so he really is a dog. But, he a hard-nosed football player, man. He going to come at you any type of way, fast, physical, aggressive, and man, he one hell of a football player, and I really hope a lot of people can see that. I know coming where we come from, HBCUs, people might not respect the talent or whatever it is, but he definitely is a football player.
What's the first thing you'll do this offseason?
Me? So I'm going to Vegas for a wedding, so have some fun out there.
Where's training? Where's offseason?
I'll be back in Fort Lauderdale, probably training down there, maybe in Atlanta with Chuck Smith, but we'll see.
How do you possibly improve on what you did this season?
Oh, there's always room for improvement. My goal was 10 this year, and I got 8. So just got to continue to work to get to that number and beyond that number, and just continue to improve my role in the defense and just build confidence in myself and my teammates.
Are you okay? Have you come to terms with just not being able to get in on these games right away?
Yeah, I feel like it was God's timing, and to question him is like, it's like, why? And he chose the exact time to come in and do my thing, and this is when I was supposed to come in and make my mark and help this team, give them a spark, and I'm just glad I got to do that. I'll never question God's will.
The goal of 10 sacks, was that before the season or like once you started playing?
No, once I started playing. Once I got the 2 in the first game, I said I do believe I can continue to be on this run and continue to do great things. I talked with AG about it, and he agreed with me, so that gave me even more confidence to go out there and go do it.
So it's